All right, let's just jump right in. You know how we all kind of assume that being smart is like having the ultimate golden ticket to success? Well, what if that's not the whole story? What if sometimes being highly intelligent is the very thing that's actually holding you back? That, right there, is the core of the intelligence paradox we're going to unpack today. And it's a question that feels familiar, right? We've all seen it. Maybe you've even felt it yourself. You know that person, just brilliant, overflowing with ideas, a super sharp mind, but they just can't seem to get off the starting line. So what is going on here? Why do so many incredibly smart people get stuck? And this slide, this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you've got the common belief, this simple little equation we're all taught. Being smart equals being successful. But the reality? Oh, the reality is often so much messier. For a lot of highly intelligent people, it looks more like smart equals stuck, unable to turn all that amazing potential into real-world results. Let's figure out why. So the first piece of this puzzle isn't about anything out there in the world. Nope. It's all about what's going on inside our own heads. It's about these internal patterns, these thought loops that can end up sabotaging our best intentions. We're talking about the traps of the mind. First up is a big one, a real classic, overthinking. Look, intelligent people are fantastic at analyzing things. It's a superpower, but that strength can easily become a major weakness. When you analyze every single possibility, map out every potential risk, you can get completely frozen in what they call analysis paralysis. You think so much that you never actually do a thing. And here's the kicker, the real consequence of that overthinking. While one person is lost in their own head, trying to craft the perfect, flawless plan, someone else is out there taking messy, imperfect action. And guess who's making progress? It just goes to show you momentum beats perfection every single time. Which leads us straight into the next trap, perfectionism. It's that little voice in your head, right? The one that's always whispering, it's not ready yet, it could be better. This obsession with being flawless, it just becomes a really clever excuse to never start. And you miss out on so many opportunities while you're waiting for this perfect moment that, let's be honest, is never gonna come. So the most important thing here is to completely reframe your goal. You have to flip the script. Because real-world success, it has nothing to do with perfection. It's all about progress. It's about just starting, learning as you go, and getting a little bit better each day, not waiting for some magical, flawless beginning. All right, so we've talked about what's going on inside the mind, but what happens when those thoughts spill out into the real world? Well, you get this huge canyon between knowing what to do and actually doing it. And that brings us to our next section, the action gap. Let's be real for a second. Smart people are almost never short on ideas. If anything, they've got way too many. The real bottleneck, the actual problem, isn't the idea itself. It's the total failure to execute on it. You have to remember, an average idea that actually gets done is worth infinitely more than a genius idea that just stays in your head. You can really break this down into two completely different mindsets, right? On one side, you've got the thinker. This person loves the world of ideas and theory. They're great at it, and they can always find a smart-sounding reason not to act. But then you've got the doer. The doer is all about execution, about testing things in the real world and learning from what actually happens. So the question becomes, which one are you, really? And what's creating this gap? Well, it's usually a cocktail of a few things. It's our natural desire to just stay comfortable and avoid any kind of risk. It's losing control when fear and self-doubt start creeping in. It's being absolutely terrified of failing or just looking stupid. And sometimes, yeah, it's just being in a place, an environment that totally crushes your ambition. Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, we totally get the mental traps and this action gap. Now for the most important part, what's the fix? How do we get out of this? Let's walk through the path to execution. Here it is. This is your toolkit for breaking 3. It all starts with number 1, taking messy, imperfect action, because action is what creates clarity and momentum. Next, you have to get a handle on the overthinking. Actively shift your focus from just analyzing to actually doing. Third, and this one is huge, you have to accept failure. See it as a necessary part of growth. From there, you build discipline, because motivation comes and goes, but discipline, that's what gets things done. And all of this leads to the final, most important step. Make execution your absolute number 1 priority. So once you have this toolkit in hand, you start to see success in a totally different light. It's not about how smart you were born, it's about how you use that intelligence. It requires a whole new definition of success. This right here is the fundamental shift you have to make. Your intelligence isn't some guarantee of success. It's not the end result. It's just a tool. And like any powerful tool, it's completely useless if you don't actually pick it up and use it. And this brings us full circle to a totally redefined idea of what it means to be smart. It's not about being a walking encyclopedia. No way. The truly smartest people are the ones who take action, the ones who learn from that action, and the ones who have the grit to just keep moving forward, especially when they're scared or unsure. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. We just went over a lot of knowledge. The old you might just file that information away, but the new you knows that knowledge is pretty much useless without execution. So my question is this: what's the one piece of knowledge you're going to turn into action?